Hi, I'm Richard Lawrence, and I'm standing in the George King Chapel in London at Aetherius House, a basement where the 12 Blessings was originally delivered through Dr. George King by the beloved master we call Jesus. And in fact, right behind me is where he was seated as he took these blessings over 12 consecutive Sundays in 1958. Now, I first discovered dynamic prayer, which is what we use when we perform the 12 blessings, and what we invite you to join in with us on our online services. I first discovered this by attending a lecture at university in Hull, where I went, and the lecture was given by John Holder, who is still an international director to this day of the Aetherius Society. Then he was a student like myself at Hull University. And he told all of us at the Buddhist and Vedanta Society, which I belonged to in those days, how to send energy out to the world. And I'm going to show you exactly what he taught us then. I was completely new to this. I'd never heard at that point of Dr. George King, the Aetherius Society, or the 12 Blessings. But that night I went back to my room at the university where I stayed, and I tried it. And I did what he said. I raised my hands, I visualized white light, and I sent energy to someone I'd seen earlier in the day, a tramp who'd caught my attention, who was in need. And I visualized this tramp being filled with white light, being healed, just as we'd been shown, and I prayed for him. I finished the prayer with the mudra that John had taught us, went to bed, and was overwhelmed by a reaction, which I now understand must have been within my aura. I felt tingling sensations running through the whole body in a very tangible, undeniable way. I thought it would finish fairly shortly, but it didn't. As I lay there, it continued for hours, until at about roughly 4 in the morning, I got out of bed and walked for a mile or two to the home of the person who'd arranged the meeting, banged on their door, which I'm sure wasn't a very popular thing for them, to ask what it was that was going on. I'd been to a meeting they'd run, and this was happening to me. What on earth was it? The organizer of the Buddhist and Vedanta Society couldn't tell me, but he put me in touch with John the next day, and the rest is history. And now, and ever since then, I've been a regular practitioner of the 12 Blessings. So I want to show you this technique. I'm not going to say or guarantee that you'll have a similar experience to myself, certainly immediately. We're all different in how we react. You might have a much more profound one, or you might not have one at all for a while, but sooner or later, you will experience the power of prayer energy, not as a matter of faith, certainly not as a matter of theory, but as a matter of reality, of direct experience. So if you want to try this, if you've never done this before, like I had never done it before, simply raise the hands in the way that Dr. King has taught us. Visualize white light coming down through the head, along the arms, and out through the centers of the palms, and also out through the center called the heart center, in the center of the breastbone, in the aura, and visualize this flowing out to a source of your choice. It could be a war zone, it could be someone you know who would welcome healing. If so, visualize them well. Visualize them surrounded in white light, and above all, feel a real love, a real compassion for the source of your prayer. Let the energy flow through you, and when you've finished after a few minutes, perform the sealing mudra, one pass of the hands across the other hand, and you've done a form of prayer. Later on, you can add in the wonderful words and the beautiful prayers of the 12 blessings. And we would be very interested here at 12blessings.org to get your comments on this post and tell us if you experience anything, if you've tried this for the first time, or indeed if you tried it some years ago and you want to share your experience with us and those who come to this website. God bless you. I know it works, and I know it can work for you.